off the dry line. We've been essentially just kind of waiting for this dry line to trigger the storms. We've been dealing with a lot of sinking air. Sorry, let me pull up my. I'm still getting used to this new way I'm doing it, so I can get the comments here. Is it delayed? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah, I see it now. I got the comments. All right. Yeah, so we've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Grayson and Cooke County until 5:15. So essentially, the dry line's hanging around Fort Worth area. You can see temperatures in the 80s. The high temperature today was 85. We're supposed to be 85 in DFW, so we're pretty much almost there. So the initial rain, cloudiness this morning on the backside left some sinking air. And as we have a cap over the Metroplex, which happens a lot of times in the Metroplex, but the whole thinking was the entire day was this dry line was going to move in and overrun the dry air and have the warm moist air rise and lift and get towering thunderstorms. So that's the thinking of what's happening, and you can kind of see it's making the transition in Gainesville right now, where we're getting some 1-inch hail, right? And so we haven't seen it south of the Metroplex, south of Gainesville, but we're starting to see the overturning of the atmosphere really quick. And as we speak, it looks like we've got a tornado warning already. See how fast this atmosphere just overturns? We literally had nothing on the radar. I was almost falling asleep on the couch waiting for just something to pop, and all of a sudden now we're talking a tornado warning in Grayson County. So let's kind of let's zoom in here, and that is north. That's north of Whitesboro. Yeah, that is way north. That's actually in Oklahoma. So that's just right on the borderline of Oklahoma. Hey Amy, let me put the comments here. How y'all doing? I know we've been waiting. How are we looking for Hale and McKinney? Hale and McKinney, so we're still the dry line still way out west. So that's what we've been waiting on. We're still in that soupy atmosphere. I mean, the dew points are crazy high right now, like the low 70s. So the atmosphere is primed. There's a lot of rotation in the atmosphere. There's a lot of lift in the atmosphere. So we're just trying to overcome the sinking air that's been prevalent over the Metroplex. And where it's able to overturn is up north so far. And we'll see if it kind of back builds down into the Metroplex. But yeah, I mean, we're under tornado watch until 9. It's 4:30, so it's still 4.5 hours. The main bulk, I put the timeline for the National Weather Service out earlier. The main bulk was between 4 and 8, basically over the heart of the Metroplex. We're about 30 minutes in. We're already seeing stuff pop. So, yeah, the atmosphere is primed right now. The sun's out. I mean, it looks like a beautiful day. But on days like this, I can see off in a distance, the clouds are trying to tower off in a distance, and it's probably seeing that Whitesboro storm. But yeah, the atmospheres. If we kind of zoom in here, you can kind of see a little shadiness where we're trying to maybe get those towering cloud tops and make them, the atmosphere try to overturn. Hey Sandy, hey Kimberly, Jennifer, how are you doing? Hey Pete, thanks for tuning in. Luke, Stacy. So yeah, most of the Metroplex is there's not much going on, but right now we're dealing with this severe thunderstorm warning in Cooke and Grayson County. So that's really the only action besides north of there. Well, we do have a tornado warning. That's pretty much north, right along the Red River, southern Oklahoma, northern Texas. But overall, that's about it right now. So I was kind of waiting for more stuff to pop on the radar before I went live. But that's basically what's been happening with this atmosphere. You can't let your guard down because we're still primed of until that dry line moves through, we can't let our guard down that nothing's going to happen. It's not going to take much to have a quick hail producing thunderstorm, you see the parameters. I mean, we've got, the official forecast from the National Weather Service was a few tornadoes likely, hail up to apple size, which is up to 3-inch size hail, wind gust up to 70 miles an hour. So that's in the forecast. That's what this atmosphere is capable of doing. Now, it doesn't mean it has to happen, but that's the atmosphere that we're in right now. So we're just kind of watching and waiting and hoping for the best, that this doesn't turn over quickly and we get an outbreak or something. So, but yeah, as we speak, you can see, the radar doesn't actually go any higher than this locally for DFW, but there's another tornado warning north of Ardmore. So there's right along that line, right? You see right along the line of that dry line. That's where they're firing essentially. So out ahead of it, the dry line's still way back here, but out ahead of it, there are starting to see some storms firing off the dry line. Hey Cliff, hey Christina, Andrew, Carolyn, John, Frank. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Hey, Wendy, got the tequila ready. Awesome. I know you went shopping yesterday, Wendy, so I appreciate you being armed and ready for these storms. So far so good for you and Addison. So we'll see how it plays out here. Yeah, I'm trying to get used to this newer setup. I was trying to do something different, show you a different way. So I'll mess around with it, but I had to get this going before this event today. But I'll perfect this over the next week or two, so I can make a better live broadcast going forward. So what's your forecast for the severe weather in McKinney? The forecast has not changed. There's basically no changes in the forecast, and unless the sinking air just rapidly just overtakes and nothing happens. So we've got storms initially popping off the dry line. So all it takes is for it to back build. Yeah, if we look at the Metroplex, see, there's nothing going on, right? Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, I got to get used to it. On this side, yeah. So there's really not much going on in the Metroplex. Everything is just well north of the Metroplex, north of Gainesville. So that's why I was just kind of waiting for something to happen over the Metroplex. There's really nothing's going on. If we zoom in, we can kind of see I think this is probably just ground clutter here. This is just ground clutter. All this is a ground clutter around the Fort Worth radar site. That's not real rain or anything. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, there's not much. 87, see, 90 degrees in Mineral Wells. So we were in the 60s most of the day. The southwest winds turned around, and we quickly popped up in the 80s. We're probably 85 at DFW now, and it's still moving this way. So we've got 72 degree dew points out ahead of it. We've got 40 degree dew points out behind it. So we're not in the clear until we can get this dry line through. But in order to do that, we got to fight off the sinking air. So if it can get through and that sinking air can hold the entire way, then we don't have anything, right? But if it keeps pushing east and it overturns the atmosphere, then we can turn severe. So that's what we're just kind of waiting on here. Hey, Tamara. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Jason. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Hey, Lydia, Brad, Scott. Yeah, so we're just kind of watching and waiting. Yeah, if you're just kind of tuning in, here's what we're looking at right now. The only name and we still got those 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for Cooke and Grayson County. One of them's tornado warned for that area, moving pretty much east, maybe slightly southeast, east southeast, towards Durant, Oklahoma. So other than that, there's nothing going on in the Metroplex. Hey, Connie. Hey, Wade. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, I'm following all this. I'm following all the storm spotters on Twitter, and I mean they're posting a lot of cumulus clouds, a lot of towering clouds, and it's the battle going on between the sinking air and the rising air. Fell asleep on me. Several tornadoes, several warm storms continue to far northwest Oklahoma, southwest Oklahoma. Thankfully, the cap holds for DFW for now. We may have lucked out today. Wedge tornado, Springer, Oklahoma. Yeah, Reed Timmer is in Springer, Oklahoma. So that's probably north. I'm not sure exactly where Springer is. Cool. Yeah, but everything's north. So you can see some of the hail intensifying now off that tornado warning. Now it's 1.25. So golf ball is usually 1.75. Oh yeah, there's definitely a funnel on the ground in Springer, Oklahoma. I see the lower and the cloud tops. There's definitely ground confirmation here. Yeah, if not a wedge tornado at times. So there's a pretty big tornado going on right now in Springer, Oklahoma. I mean, this is the local radar, so I can't go that far north. Unless it's this one. Hey, Connor. One, two, three. Man, they're just lined up in Oklahoma. There's 3 tornado warnings going on. There's one north of this. Yeah, so if I was able to go further north, there's essentially 2 more. Severe supercells are lining up along the I-35 corridor, northern Texas and the southern Oklahoma. I mean, that's where they had a tornado watch too as well. So it's just their atmosphere is overturned. Ours hasn't. These storms will move east towards Highway 69, Highway 75 over the next couple hours, likely producing hail and tornadoes. Hey, Rob, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, confirmed large tornado on the ground in Springer, Oklahoma. The velocities are skewed. Yeah, I'm watching pictures on Twitter of this uh, large tornado in Springer, Oklahoma. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Joel. Thanks for tuning in. Kana, Darla, how far away is the dry line? Well, last I checked, the dry line was essentially it was in Fort Worth, so it was you could probably it's probably like right here. It might have moved now. I mean, up north is along I-35 corridor, so it's a possibility. It's right along I-35. It's like probably right along Fort Worth now, right now. it was guesstimated to be over DFW by 5:30, 6 o'clock. From what I saw when it was 4 hours away, back when it was in Mineral Wells. I mean, you can see it's definitely warming up. I mean, the sun's out. It's in the 80s, still in the 70s, east of 75, but that will quickly warm. So this is the area we're watching. We're just watching for it to, if it's going to overturn or not. I mean, it popped at 91 in Granbury. Any chance of the storms popping off? Popping off. Like not happening? What does popping off mean? But are we capped? Yes. Yeah, the atmosphere is capped right now. That's why they're sinking air. They're sinking air over the Metroplex. That's why nothing's happening. Hey Chad. Hey Chris, Jonathan, Chrissy. So windy in Farmersville. Yeah, if you kind of zoom in, I mean, we're trying over here. I'm looking off in a distance. Yeah, I mean the clouds look like they're starting to darken off in a distance. But we got to break that cap when they start billowing up. They got to be able to keep rising and surpass the cap, and for them to continue on to be able to turn into a thunderstorm or even severe thunderstorm. But if it gets to a certain height and it gets squashed down, then it's not going to happen. That's down southeast. That's by Houston. Tornado warning for Grimes, Walker, and Madison County. So we're stuck in the middle here. Tornado warning for Walker County. That's in Huntsville. So that's Huntsville. There's a tornado warning in Huntsville. So it's to the south and to the north, and we're in the middle. And nothing's happening. Hi, Anna. Anything east, Frisco, McKinney? Well, you're looking at the radar. There's not much going on right now. But in this environment, it takes about 20 minutes maybe. You could literally go from clear skies to a severe thunderstorm and probably less than 20 minutes in this particular atmosphere. So just because there's something not on there right now, by 5:15, we could be dealing with a severe thunderstorm. Just getting the notification on my phone. There's light rain in 20 minutes. I'm not sure exactly what it's picking up on. Hey, Kimberly, dark clouds out west. Here, I'm going to get off the comments and look at my radar. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. So if I zoom in to more of a higher resolution radar on my phone, we're definitely getting some action here over Collin County. We're starting to see some clouds overturning. Here's the back side of that cell. People texting me. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like it's possibly trying to the atmosphere is possibly trying to turn over in this area right here. You can see this little thin line starting to develop. It ain't much. I mean, it's very, very light right now, so there's not much to speak of. But at least it's there. It's a starting point. We'll see if it comes to anything. Oh, hey David, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Oh, hi Erica. How's Colorado treating you? I think it might be finally stopped snowing for you guys. Y'all have had a lot of snow this winter. Hey Melissa. Nothing like the waiting game, waiting for the storms, Erica. I know Brooks is used to that. Watching a blank radar. Hey, Jana. Yeah, it's definitely trying to do something here in McKinney. Yeah, I'm noticing that too. So we're just kind of zooming into this area here. You can kind of see it starting to like maybe forming a line. I mean, it's got plenty of warm air to deal with. You know, the temperature in 82 right now. Dew point's about 72, so it's extremely moist atmosphere. I mean, it's trying very little here. Are we getting hail in McKinney? Um, like I said, we're not in the clear until this dry line passes. So tornado watch until 9 o'clock. I mean, it's very faint, but you can definitely see little thin sprickets of sprinkle showers. The atmosphere is trying to turn. This is getting a little darker now, heading towards Prosper. Hopefully, it stays away. Yeah, I mean, I mean, if we don't get nothing from this, we've dodged a really good bullet. I mean, it happens sometimes in North Texas. You can get the best conditions, but if you're capped, which is very difficult to figure out if it's going to overturn or not, and then nothing happens. So we can't celebrate just yet because we still got probably 3 more hours to deal with this. Hey Matt, no southern flank, Oklahoma lining up nice. Yeah, it's like a train in Oklahoma. I mean, it's one right after another. They're just stacked. I mean, that's what some of the high resolution models were implying. Those things were kind of changing every update this afternoon, and but the last one I saw had 3 supercells over the metroplex between 4 and 5 o'clock, and obviously that's not happening. Thank you for doing this. You're our best source of weather from Van Alstyne. Thanks, Gabby. I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, going into today, I mean, the severe stuff was basically supposed to be from I-35 eastward, and a little bit more severe as you get further east. Um, So there were 3 separate tornado watches. First one got issued southeast of the Metroplex. The second one got issued a little bit further, just due south by Corsicana, Huntsville. That's where they're getting the tornado warning right now. And then at 2:35, that's when they issued our tornado warning or watch for our area that included Oklahoma, which you're seeing the storms right now. So they obviously overturned We haven't. So more or less, all three areas that are getting that had tornado watches are seeing activity, and ours is seeing north of activity, but not the southern flank. So we're the only area in North Texas that's not seeing anything off the tornado watch. Yeah, I mean the hail's been staying around, quarter inch, 1.25. So I mean, terribly not too bad. Definitely enough to be severe because it's classified 1 inch or higher as severe. Let me see the rotation in the atmosphere. Yeah, threes and fours. That's pretty high. So there's definitely rotation in those thunderstorms where they're lining up, and it's probably a little higher if you go further north, where that tornado's dropping. Yeah, I mean, typically you get anything in the three, there's probably going to be at least a funnel that's lowering. Four is pretty much almost a guarantee there's something on the ground. Fives and sixes are getting pretty scary. That's when you get some of those larger tornadoes. But ones and twos are just typically just showing little rotation in the atmosphere. That's not like yet lowered to the ground. Partly cloudy in West Allen. Otherwise, all good here. Yeah, same way for here in McKinney, David. There's not much going on. Hey, Sarah, how does Princeton look like for later? Well, everything's contingent on the sinking air. I guess, like I said, at this point, the conditions are extremely ripe for, high winds, isolated tornadoes, hail. But if this atmosphere can't overcome the sinking air, then nothing's going to happen. And then every minute we go by that nothing's happening, it lessens the chance of something happening. Because we still haven't even got anything to form yet. And it's trying in McKinney, and it's just not happening. I mean, it's been like this way for 10 minutes. I mean, if it overturned, this would have. I mean, that would have turned quick. Mm-hmm. Venture sent me this pic of east of Denton, cumulus clouds trying to build into the storm just ahead of the dry line. That's east of Denton. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I mean they look ominous as they're starting to build, but they get to a certain height and they just get suppressed, and they start to flatten out and they die down. Hey Gabriel. Hey Renee. Jason. Just send the planes with the chemtrails. Arc, where's the dry line now? Uh, the dry line's probably right along Denton here. I mean, you see this little thin line? Right here. Yeah, this is probably the dry line right here. Which basically implies it's past Denton. So the moral of the story in Denton, you're probably in the clear. But I mean, we're trying to fire out ahead. These storms have had a history to produce well ahead of the dry line, not just right on it. So that's why we're trying to get this to form in Collin County here, but it's just not happening. And it's 5 o'clock. I mean, we're in prime time right now, and nothing's happening. Anything headed east to Cedar Creek, Gun Barrel City? Yeah, everything's heading east, Darlene. Everything's definitely heading east. So there, you're going to be more or less likely like 10 o'clock time frame. Yeah, because Gun Barrel City's way over here. Well, I mean, usually when I come live here, there's a lot more on it. There's a lot more on. There's a lot more on the radar. We got a lot more to talk about, but I'm in Van Alstyne. Looks like we may not see anything. Yeah, Darla. Yeah, that's what it looks like. The longer we wait, it looks like we may not see anything. But as soon as we say that, we could have a storm pop. So. Yeah, I mean, it never back build here. I mean, the cap must be pretty strong because, yeah, clear and sunny in the colony. Yeah, if you're in the colony, then you might actually be almost. Yeah, if you're in the colony, you're probably right on the edge of the dry line. I mean, it's cloudy. It's definitely getting cloudy out there. Wow. Another large tornado on the ground in Oklahoma, a Medill. This one's more like a cone tornado, but fairly good sized tornado on the ground in Oklahoma again. Medill, Oklahoma. Yeah, so if you happen to be listening from that area in Medill, Oklahoma, you need to get in your safe place. That's a fairly good sized tornado. It's south of Medill right now. Yeah, damaging tornado. This is from Norman, Oklahoma. Continues and has just moved out of Medill, passing just east and northeast of town. Hey, Bruce, can you explain why my weather phone app radar is clear but large dark clouds over McKinney? Yeah, because it's having a very difficult time to try to figure this atmosphere out. Most weather apps went to 20, 40% of no rain. I mean, we're supposed to be isolated. That's what we're going to make these severe. You could see them lining up in Oklahoma. They were separate supercells. So that was the thinking of it could potentially happen in the Metroplex, but it's not happening. And they're separated and they're discrete. So every one of them is a severe. And that was the thinking here in the Metroplex. Hey, Don. Hey, Amy. McKinney is just going to be just fine. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely looking more and more likely. I've seen too many of these events having to deal with sinking air like this, and after seeing this try to pop a McKinney and not be able to rise into something, then definitely leads me to believe that it is just not happening. The gorilla cap is back. The cap is our best friend in North Dallas, because you can have it a day like this where obviously it's a complete bust if it continues that way, but we had storms all the way around it, so you could see the potential if the atmosphere was able to turn over, because we've got cone tornadoes, we've got wedge tornadoes, we've got large hail in Oklahoma. So that's the atmosphere. They have basically identical atmosphere in Oklahoma. It's just obviously there's not a strong enough cap. And they had the storms last night. It rained all last night and they had pretty severe hail. They had 2 inch, 2 1/4, 2.5. We didn't really get much here in the Metroplex. That's why I was thinking we didn't even get the morning stuff. I was like, the afternoon stuff was going to be a little bit bad or worse. That's typically what happens, but not this time. Hey, Ted. Hey, Jenny. How's it in Grayson County? Yeah, look at that. It's trying to McKinney. We'll see what happens here. It's getting dark. Just in the last couple of minutes, it's gotten a lot darker outside my house. We probably spoke too soon here. Is there a tornado down north of us? North of us. Yeah, there's 3 or 4. There's 3 or 4, Ted. There was one right on the border of Oklahoma line. There's one. There was one in Medill. There was one Springer. Wedge tornado and cone tornado. Yeah, I mean, I'm. This is my house right here. I live right here, and it's gotten a lot darker here. And obviously the radars. Yeah, it's 508. This is 504. This is about 4 minutes delayed. Let me switch it over to my radar here. Yeah, we're trying to get some yellows to form in here. Yeah, it's got some yellow literally approaching 380, right along 380, Stonebridge and University Park. You're probably getting some rain right now. Stonebridge, University Park area, which is a mile from my house. It's not raining here, but it's definitely getting a lot darker. What happened? Oh, the pop up on the ads. Okay, so it's hard to show it here, but it's I'm looking at more of a higher resolution radar. It's intensifying. We got more yellow over McKinney. So basically, north of Virginia Parkway, south of 380, in between Virginia and University Park, Custer, Stonebridge Drive, that area. If you live basically in Stonebridge Ranch, you're seeing a cell literally intensifying right over your house. Uh, Let me go back to the comments here. Hey Craig, still sunny in Trinity Falls. Yeah, I mean it's a very very tiny area, Craig. I mean, it literally just popped up. I mean that area where I told you between Virginia and 380 is what, 2 miles? The distance between north and south. So that's basically what we're talking about right now, is between Custer and Stonebridge. That area is getting some heavy rain. Yeah, big drops in North McKinney. Missing Lucas. Yeah, nothing's happening, Tanya and Lucas. But if we get this one cell to turn over in McKinney, then it could definitely help destabilize the atmosphere on the outskirts of it and send out an outflow boundary and kind of feed off each other. So we'll just see if this is able to turn red. It's yellow. I mean, typically if it turns red, then it's able to break the cap. If it doesn't, then it's not happening. Raining north of 380 in Lake Forest. Yep, yeah, right here, north of 380 Lake Forest. That's what we're looking at. Yeah, I can't believe it's not raining in my house. Maybe it is. All right, so it's kind of elongating now. It's expanding. That area is definitely expanding now. So we could be watching the cap trying to break here over basically over downtown McKinney, over right out like Lake Forest 380. It's kind of elongating. It's getting bigger. And it's essentially moving east, northeast, if not due east, right along 380. Yeah, right now it extends from Custer, or the tollway, basically now all the way back to the tollway to 75. So now it's expanded that much. So it's definitely growing in size. Because this is delayed. This is more real time on my phone. But that's it. I mean, if we expand out, that's it. That's the only name in town besides. Wow. I can see the radar on my phone. I mean, oh my God. It's like, it is stacked. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 little isolated stronger storms in Oklahoma, just north of Sherman, all stacked up along each other. Yeah, let me refresh here. Okay. Yep. All right, we got red now. I can start to hear the really really big drops are starting to fall at my house. I mean, we can't rule out. Let me know. Okay, let me know if you live in that area, McKinney, if we get any hail, because it could be happening right before our eyes. Yeah, remember I said earlier that this atmosphere can turn in 20 minutes. At 5:15, we could have a severe thunderstorm. It's not severe, but it's definitely red. And how quickly the atmosphere is just turned on a dime like that. So we got confirmation now that the cap has busted over McKinney. So we'll watch this and see if this cell can turn severe over the next 10 minutes, and they put a warning out. But if you're in Melissa, I would definitely be on guard for this to develop into a severe thunderstorm over the next 10 minutes because it's only intensifying as it lifts east northeast. Hey Buzz. Hey Sarah. Yeah, if you want to follow along, this is the WFA my own weather radar. So it's www.wfaa.com/my own radar. Yeah, the big drops didn't last too long in my house. If it's raining and the sun is at the same time, the devil is beating his wife. Can we open it to case you cut out? Can you open it? Well, yeah, you can go to the website. Just go to wfaa.com/my own radar. Just go on your computer and you can follow along. So if anybody's following from Melissa, North McKinney, please chime in and let me know what you're experiencing. If you're getting some heavier rain, if there's any like pea-sized hail forming in this. Yeah, this is delayed. So it's over Melissa right now, heading to Blue Ridge, Westminster. Is that the cold front? No. Yeah, you see how hot it is. Denton's 88 now. Yeah, here's the dry line right here. It's past Denton. It's heading to like Louisville, the Colony area. Hey Carl, hey Krister, can I send you pictures of this? I'm on 121 at Lake Forest, looking north. Yeah, Crystal, just send a message to me. Yeah, just message to my the PAL inbox, and I'll get it and I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Yeah, that cell over Melissa really intensified. Hey Sean, I'm between Custer, Independence, Virginia, and El Dorado. Rain, some blue skies and dark clouds. Wind was picking up. Well, you're probably right on the cusp of the approaching dry line getting near. I mean, we look further south into Dallas, and nothing's tailing on the back end of it. Nothing's really forming. Sun's out in Lucas. Yeah, but it's definitely heading your way. I mean, you're still 76 out there. I mean, I would say the severe threat is kind of shifting northeast. I would definitely be under the gun in this area. Van Alstyne, Whitewright, Bonham, Paris, in this area later on. Yeah, storm trying to form in northern Collin County around Melissa. It's moving east northeast. We're watching, see if it intensifies. I mean, yeah, Dalco's just posted. Yeah, dry lines right along Denton, South Lake, almost to DFW. Yeah, right here where this little bluish line is. That's the dry line. You can almost see it on radar. Yeah, so if you live east of this area, basically probably west. If you live west of DFW, you're pretty much in the clear. Nothing's happening. And you notice how far ahead of this, out ahead of the dry line it is? That's a good that's easily 30 or 40 miles. Yeah, from DFW to Melissa, that's probably easily 30 miles. Hey guys, yeah, dew point 73. I mean, that's what's incredible. I mean, that's very difficult to have. I mean, a dew point is 73 at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we can't get storms to form in this environment. Yeah, we are lucking out right now that nothing's happening. When will the dry line hit Van Alstyne? Yeah, it's a ways away still. It's not moving very fast, so in 2 hours. I mean, the dry line typically doesn't go that far. It'll back up before then, but and then we'll kind of lose the daytime heating. So, but all this shifts east. Yeah, I mean, if we that was the I mean, you can see that was the latest storm prediction center. I think this was the 3 o'clock advisory. They really didn't make any updates from the beginning. I mean, they've had the same forecast. If anything, they expanded it. They enlarged the enhanced risk. So, um, so the risk was there. I mean, for a good chunk of East Texas and to Louisiana and to Arkansas and to Oklahoma. And so, yeah, I mean, you're if you live east of 75, your threat is basically only beginning, as these storms could really start to intensify. But they haven't been much of anything in the metroplex. Yeah, those storms in Oklahoma are pretty impressive. Tornado west of Durant, Oklahoma, a real thing of beauty. Yeah, I mean, they were four supercells stacked on one another in Oklahoma, just lined up. Tornado warning, tornado warning, tornado warning, tornado warning, four in a row. Yeah, you see that both of the tornado warnings north of Sherman, and then Durant, and there's two more above that. So literally, they're stacked. And I know of at least 3 or 4 tornadoes that I've seen personally, and they're fairly good sized tornadoes. Probably easily EF ones, if not a two at least. Yeah, large tornado earlier between Springer and Daughtry. I mean, hey Joseph, what's the forecast for Auburn Hills? Well, I mean, it's almost like that storm in McKinney just kind of blew up over us, but it really didn't get its act together until McKinney, or Melissa, and I would say not even get its act together because I mean it's already starting to fade. So we're looking good. I mean, it's I mean, probably as soon as this dry line passes, I'll probably sign off. I mean, there's just not much going on. I mean, it's now it's pretty much clear skies now. I mean, there's not even hardly a cloud in the sky anymore. The sun's out. It got dark quick, and it moved on quick. Hey Carl, I was caught in a huge hailstorm camping outside Tishomingo. Oh you had some big ones. I saw some pictures of that, Carl. Yeah, those storms came off the northwest flow. I mean, usually you get that pattern in June, but it was pretty prevalent last night. It was just trailing along that warm front like a train. But yeah, Oklahoma's been get hit hard with these storms the last couple of days. We have literally dodged a bullet. It get much rain at all. I mean, even the rain aspect, because a lot of the models 2 days ago were showing up to an inch and barely even rained. Yeah, a line of at least 4 tornadoes in March across the plains. Yeah, they're just stacked one after another in Oklahoma. Hey Jana, hey Megan, Ethan, have a good one, Roy. Thanks for the dates. Yeah, so yeah, we definitely dodged a bullet. We've actually been pretty lucky so far this severe weather season. It's been kind of all around us here in North Texas. I'm not sure what's happening this spring, but so far, any little event that does happen, and this was basically our best chance. I mean, this chance was pretty prevalent, probably as far as at least 7 days ago. That we knew today was a day to keep an eye on. Of it could be pretty severe. And it definitely was. It just wasn't right over the heart of the metroplex. Trinity. Oh, Huntsville. Yeah, there's a pretty big cell, very organized supercell. Could put a tornado down at any moment near Riverside, basically northwest of Huntsville, south of Trinity. It's a dangerous storm producing. Probably could continue all the way to Louisiana. But that's way south. I mean, that's not even on radar either. That's way south. That's basically basically here. It's still going. Yeah, it's gonna be a long night for them in Oklahoma. These storms are probably gonna keep continuing east, going into Durant, Hugo, Idabel. You know, northeast Texas into Texarkana, eventually going to Arkansas. And these obviously will just swing all the way to the south and southeast again for tomorrow. But we're in the clear in Dallas. I mean, that this was it. This is fairly our shot. We had a shot earlier in the week with Saturday, but now it looks like with the cold fronts, there's not going to be much moisture with it. Other than that, we're talking maybe next Wednesday. So our next chance of rain might not even be until next Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, you can see in Henderson County, that's where they had the tornado watch earlier. It's still going on till 5 o'clock, or they probably extended it by now. But yeah, that's where they had a tornado watch. They had a tornado watch over us. They had tornado watch basically south of Corsicana to pick up that Huntsville one. But our area, nothing. And even where it has popped, you can see it's struggling. It's just struggling. Um, Heading to Leonard, I mean, just not much to speak of. This is a very, very small area. So we are off the hook. That's what it looks like, JB. Yeah, I mean, these storms are past. The dry lines in Louisville. I mean, we're basically going to be 100% certain off the hook until this dry line moves east to 75. We're not that far away. 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But the way these storms have been forming out of that so far out of ahead of it, it seems like we're already pretty much off the hook. I mean, there's not even a cloud in the sky at my house right here. There's not even a cloud in the sky. Can you explain the dry line? It's pretty prevalent this time of year. It's just it's pretty much starts up in West Texas, and it pretty much pivots back and forth. And so today we had the warm sector, we had rising motion off the southwest flow. We woke up this morning, temperatures mid 50s, upper 50s, pretty cool, right? We were getting that mist, foggy conditions. We had a pending cold front. The dry line was way out in West Texas. And so as this moved to the east, back behind it is extremely dry air. It's like desert air. It's like the dew point. I mean, the humidity's like 30%. And out ahead of it, you had that extremely moist, humid air. And the dew points hit 72, 73. That's really high, especially at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And the temperature hit 85. So basically, everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. It just the storms didn't happen. Hey, Jessica. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Esther, Libby, Julie. I mean, I've already talked for an hour, and there's not much going on. So, the true. It might really get going later on this evening in East Texas, but right now I'm not seeing any signs of that. So it seems like we're just kind of not really much to talk about as we continue this. So I'll probably let y'all enjoy your evening. We definitely dodged a bullet here. We can not have to deal with insurance claims or dent in our cars or holes in the roof or anything like that. So I mean, so we're definitely lucky in this event. So other events we might not be so lucky. So, but you have to treat this storm as the potential as it was, because obviously the dynamics were there, and it was pretty prevalent in Oklahoma where they're just stacked one after another, and every one of them had a tornado warning and a tornado on the ground, which was a strong tornado on the ground. So we definitely lucked. We definitely lucked out. So we can thank our lucky stars on that. All right, Frank. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching.